Hi everyone, I'm Molly and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm just chilling and hanging out with my dog and painting. And since the 4th of July is right around the corner, I thought I would do a quick painting of the American flag. This is a beginner watercolor tutorial, I guess you could say, so if you want to follow along and try it, feel free to do so. But yeah, I just want to do a quick little paint with me. This is my first time doing something like this. But again, this is such a simple design to do, so I want to share it with you all. I don't know if you can see here, but I did trace out the stars and the stripes, just very basic. I just taped around the flag just so I would have clean edges. And first I'm going to be starting off with the blue area with the 50 stars, and then after that I'll work my way to the 13 stripes. If you wanted, you could use washi tape to cover the white lines of the flag if you wanted more clean lines, but I'm not going for perfection with this. This is kind of just a for fun thing, and luckily with watercolor, no matter what you do with it, it tends to look okay. It's pretty forgiving, thankfully. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and start painting and doing the blue part. I just went ahead and mixed this blue paint here. For that blue, I used a little bit of this ultramarine color from the Reeves watercolor line. I used a pre-existing blue that I had already made that I really liked and just used that, a little bit of that Reeves one, and then a little bit of this sea blue from the Dandelion Paint Company. So yeah, I'm just taking a little bit of the blue. So the stars follow a pattern of 6, 5, 6, 5, and so on in rows till you get the 50 stars. And for this, I'm not too concerned if they come out a little funky or misshapen, just because I do have a white gel pen that I like to go over just white areas with just to make it sharper. But depending how it comes out, I might not even do that if it's looking okay, because why not? So moving right along, I'm just doing a basic outline of the stars. Like I'd said, I'm probably going to go in after I finish painting the rest of this just with a white gel pen and touch up the stars a bit. For the basic outline of the flag, you can certainly use a printable one from online, or you can freehand it, whatever you're most comfortable with. Make this as simple and easy as you'd like, or as difficult as you'd like. I'm definitely going to need to make more blue paint. Oops. I'm forever doing that, either not making enough paint or too much. I have a love-hate relationship with mixing paints, just for that reason. Can never seem to strike a balance. That's okay. Yeah, so I definitely need to make some more paint. So I have a blue color that I've been using that I'll just throw there. Some more of that. Wonderful. Then I'm just dotting this ultramarine color into it to darken it. That should be enough of that. So that's a little too dark. I actually kind of like that one better. What the heck? I'm going to add more of the lighter shade of blue. maybe pick up a little white. That is a slightly different shade of blue, but I almost like it better than the one that I was using, and I made more of that, so I might just go with that. So I'm going to continue painting with a slightly different shade, but then I'm going to go back over everything else with it, because I do like it. Slightly more blue than the one that I was just using and ran out of. I'd just like to say I'm certainly no expert when it comes to watercolor. It's a newer hobby of mine, but I really enjoy it. My favorite thing to paint with watercolor are house portraits, so that's kind of what I'm used to doing. Definitely not stars. Once this dries, I'm going to go over it with just kind of a wet brush, maybe a little bit of paint to soften up some of the lines and the edges from tracing around the stars or the border or anything like that. When I said earlier that watercolor is forgiving, that's what I mean by it, is that you definitely can soften it up after you've painted by adding a little bit of water, and then you could kind of dab it off with like a little napkin or something like that. And then too, it is buildable. So if you want something to be a little bit more opaque, you can definitely layer on paint, but only do so once it's dried. I'm not quite sure what the content of a paint with me video is supposed to be like. I don't know if it's supposed to be strictly a tutorial or if it can be kind of chatty. So maybe I'll make mine a little chatty, I don't know. So for the 4th of July, I'm going up to Maine with my family, and we're going to be staying at the beach and having some fun there. I'd have to say 4th of July is one of my favorite holidays. I just like the summertime and just the vibes that you get from it. Everybody is in a good mood. And you have fireworks, you know, all that fun stuff. So yeah, if you can see here where there's a bit more paint than other spots, I definitely like that variation with more opaque areas than others, but just because it is a little harsh, I'm taking a little bit of water and just kind of brushing it through, brushing it away. So now that I have everything in the blue part basically done, I do want to darken up some spots, so I'm going to work from the top down just because those are the drier parts, and just kind of gently paint over those and get it to a color that I like. I am really just questioning my star making abilities after this, oh my goodness. This is so awkward filming while painting, just because I have the tripod directly in front of what I'm trying to paint. So it's just weird. Oh, I don't like how dark some of these spots are down here. So if you see, I just have like a little piece of napkin and I'm just pressing that. And it kind of removes a little bit of the paint. This one's a little too dark as well compared to the rest of it. A little too much contrast, so again, just dabbing that. That looks a little bit better. And this one spot here is kind of a similar issue, so again, just a little dab. And much better. And just softens it a little bit more. So I'm pretty content with that. Alright, now that this blue part is dry, I'm just gonna peel back this tape. Oh, I hope this is satisfying. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. Woohoo! So what I'm going to do with these pieces, I'm just going to put them back on, but over the blue, just because I don't want any bleed through from the red. And that should be fine on the paint below. I'm just doing the same thing on the other side. Good enough. So for the red paint, I'm using Reeves Brilliant Red, and I really like this one. It's kind of a true red. I think it's fitting for the stripes. So to paint the stripes, I'm using this brush, and it has water in it, which is awesome. So you just squeeze and it dampens the bristles. And I love working with this, and especially for areas that are larger and don't have quite as much detail. So this is perfect for the red stripes. So I'm just going to go ahead and start that. So the stripes go red, white, etc. And it's red at the top, red at the bottom, so it's kind of bookends. And again, you could put washi tape or tape over the white lines if you really wanted a perfect edge, but that's not really what I'm going for. So I'm just going to go ahead and start painting and have some fun with it. What I love about these brushes is that if you do press down just enough, then you can end up with a very clean and straight edge. And anything that you don't like, so like this part's a little wavy, I just dab that away. And it's just fine again. I'll just go over it. Again, I'm not going for perfection. Just having some fun with it. So that's pretty okay for that first one. And I'll probably do another layer of paint once I do all of them and they dry. Overall, I'm pretty satisfied with how the stripes came out, and I just want to touch up the top two for the coloring. So I'm just going to let that dry before I take the tape off, and then I'll touch up the stars, and then that should be it. Now this is all dry, so I'm just going to take the tape off. So at this point, you could just leave it be and be done with it. Or if you want to touch up the stars, you can. I'm using this white gel pen that I got from Michael's, and I'll just do that. And that's the American flag. So if you liked this sort of paint with me tutorial type video, be sure to give this video a like or comment down below. If you are interested in doing this painting or interested in the materials and supplies that I use, I will be sure to link everything in the description. And with that, I will see you in my next video. Bye!